If you, just like me, care about freedom in your life and in your work, then all these strategies and tactics that people are recycling aren't gonna cut it for you. Number one, choosing a niche sucks, because if you're like me, then you'll have outgrown this niche in 6 months, because you change and your curiosities change. So now you find yourself having to create content again. You escaped the 9 to 5 and placed yourself right into a new one. Second is that competition is forcing you to be inauthentic. Everyone is competing on knowledge and tactics. Value, right? Which means that everybody's doing the same shit. Nobody is being authentic anymore. Listen, if you have to follow all the sales strategies that everybody is using, that means you're moving away from what you authentically want to create. For example, I feel like everybody read 100 Million Offers, Alex Hormozy's book, and now every offer sounds like this. I will bring you 7 million leads in 30 minutes or I'll shave my head. Genuinely, that would be a decent offer. And number 3, most annoyingly, having to sell to people that don't want your stuff. If you are not getting your clients organically, it means you have to do outreach and ads, which means you have to go through the soul-draining activity of selling to people that don't want your stuff or don't want to hear from you. All these issues and problems, they lead to one thing, and that is you not having freedom in your business. Not being able to choose who you work with, not being able to choose really what you create, and not being able to choose how you live because you're not earning enough. And me being a stubborn asshole, I wanted to find my own solution that allowed me to not have to do all this salesy guru stuff. Here's what I wanted, right? I wanted to make more than 10K per month selling the service that I believed in so much by selecting people rather than to look for them. Just me creating content that I want to see in the world, having that create a little tribe and working with those people in my tribe. And last year I finally stumbled onto something that now allows me to do 15K months, but most importantly while traveling and maintaining that freedom lifestyle that I always wanted. And I like to call this the EduCreator model. And the goal is this: true freedom. Earning over 10K per month by creating content you want to make, selecting clients you want to work with, and teaching something you're passionate about. And that of course puts you in a position to solve that problem that we started this video with. This constant dilemma between, am I selling as an entrepreneur or am I creating as an artist? And this is the solution. How you can make over 10K a month while creating content you creatively want to make and still sells like clockwork. I call this the Freedom Creator Stack. It's like stacking Lego blocks on top of each other. So we start at the bottom with the knockout offer. So you need a knockout offer, and there's 5 steps to do it. In short, we begin with the market trifecta. This gives you the full overview of what exactly you're trying to achieve and why your offer needs to exist to begin with, right? The first step to creating your knockout offer is to be clear on what is the point A, point B, and the niche, because your offer will be an intersection. It will be the bridge that provides certainty for someone, niche, to go from point A to point B. Once you've gotten clear on that, we want to highlight what that journey exactly is like. So we have that point A and point B, and that niche is going through this. And there is a bunch of problems. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5. Big problems that need to be solved for someone, that niche, to go from point A to point B. And you should be here and you should identify each of these big problems and list them as solutions. Then it is your vehicle that provides the magic red pill, the unique process, the thing that they didn't know they needed, that says this way, right? For example, this is my vehicle. This is my system that over the years and many painful mistakes finally provided a solution for me and then for my clients, right? It's your unique way that you are providing the solutions in that journey from point A to point B. So when you have your vehicle, we stack the features. So where your vehicle is doing most of the selling, because it's about an emotional journey, right? It's your vehicle is basically providing the certainty that people can go through this emotional journey away from that painful problem to that beneficial outcome. Then the feature stack becomes like a knockout, right? That's why we have the knockout offer and also how we deliver it on the sales call. But very simply, the fourth step is to identify the actual things you will be doing and giving to that client, right? Whether it's done for you, done with you, or done alone. It's all the things that you are giving in logical value, and you stack those features to create a powerful effect. The last one is to see if we can still enhance the offer, because all the value essentially comes from you being able to describe the desired outcome, provide certainty that your offer will achieve it, and we want to do it in as little time as possible with as little effort as possible. If you can still do it in a shorter time, do it with less effort, or you can make the desired outcome bigger or more clear, or provide a little bit more certainty, maybe by adding a case study, making the guarantee more powerful. That's how you, in this last step, really turn it into an offer. And then we have the psychological levers, of course. How can we add scarcity, urgency, and how can we add a bonus to it to really make this a perfect knockout offer where your ideal client has to say yes, or it keeps them awake at night. The second block is the art of attention alchemy. This is about content. This truly is a new era, and a lot of the bigger creators are starting to use this. Let's talk about it. First, let me describe to you why there is absolute reason for a change. Since 2016, we have increasingly gone into the direction of algorithmic-based ranking, which means your behavior on a psychological level is being analyzed, and that is the only thing that indicates what you're going to see on your feed. So subscribers and followers and all these things has become a sort of illusion of control, while it is really your behavior that indicates what you're going to see. So basically, your videos should be made, should be ready to even attract those complete strangers into your universe, into your beliefs and perspectives. And there's already the hint of this new strategy. It's all about belief shifting and providing perspective. Because trying to achieve superiority of knowledge and tactics and cold value, like everybody is doing with these same strategies, how smart do you think that is, given that ChatGPT is increasingly going to take over those parts? Knowledge and tactics and strategies. I mean, ChatGPT right now can give you a high-level content strategy in 2 seconds. It can give you all the knowledge about certain topics in 2 seconds. And here we are competing on that very knowledge and those tactics and strategies. Now, the best way for you is to let everybody... Now, the best way for you is to let everybody go there, everybody go right, and you go left, and practice attention alchemy, which is to create content about your interests, but to do it in a way that it captivates even strangers, because you're talking about perspectives and beliefs and values. You're drawing people into your universe rather than trying to deliver hard value on those subjects, on those interests. It's like people start on the bottom of a set of stairs, and using the methods I'll give you in a second, you allow them to make a little step upwards and upwards towards the door you want to have them go in. You want to provide these little steps to draw them into your universe, into your belief system, into your emotional world, rather than the cold world of value. Now, how do you do this? 3 ways: perspective, storytelling, and authenticity, which you could see as branding and just the things you wear, music, editing style, you being actually authentic and making what you actually want to make. And now you're going to use your perspective, storytelling, and authenticity to shift people's beliefs rather than to convince them of a tactic or a set of knowledge that they should start using. It is much more powerful in having someone buy something from you if you can shift their beliefs. And I'll give you 2 great examples, Danko and Charlie Morgan. If you look at their content for the last 6 months, what do you notice? All their videos aren't necessarily convincing them of their value or that their way is the perfect way. They're leveraging those attributes to convert your beliefs. And when they do, that's when people buy from them. So how do you do this, right? How do you make these very low stairs for people to walk up to? Or in other ways, how do you get someone to watch your stuff, even if they might not really be interested in the offer at the end of it? So here's some practical advice to start applying attention alchemy. Instead of making what to do videos, make why to do videos. Instead of making how to do videos, make how I did videos. Instead of do this to get X, turn that format into believe this to get X. Charlie Morgan is a great example of this, because instead of providing the boring cold value about his offer and providing value on coaching and consulting businesses, he actually sells the belief necessary to start a 20K per month business. He's getting people's minds ready to buy their offer. So for your next video, make these small steps by first giving your perspective on a problem and their pains, then talk about the outcome and their benefits, then give some compelling stories that really highlight that problem and that outcome. And then after telling that story, give them your unique solution. Not the perfect solution, but your solution. And give it a name, make it unique, and be confident and certain explaining it. Why? Because you used it to solve something. And it doesn't really matter what anyone will say about it, because it's your way. And that's what people want. People don't want the cold ChatGPT perfect way. They want your way because they connect emotionally on your perspective on the outcome, the problem, and the stories you've experienced. They now want your solution. So stop leaning into the competition of knowledge and tactics and start leaning into your personalization through stories, perspective, and authenticity. And use those new formats I just gave you to really hit this home. And that's how you'll be able, like me, to make videos about seam retention and still be able to make sales for my consulting offer. Let me show you exactly how this works. So instead of a funnel, we have YouTube as the core of everything, right? The content that you're now making is for the majority already building the demand that's necessary to sell your offer, right? But instead of creating a funnel, we now create this wheel between a community and a personal social media where you can DM and actually talk and show a bit more about your personal life. So for both of these options, school and Instagram are at the moment the best options. That's why I wrote them here. So now let me show you exactly how this works in a more classical scheme, going from traffic on the left side into clients. YouTube will be the focus where you create your main content. Instagram will just be you being personal, being you, right? That's the whole thing. It's not really a selling strategy, at least in the beginning. So you're just gonna use your Instagram as a way to be authentic and personal, where YouTube will be of course, the main value driver where you're doing your main content. But now people can go from YouTube to Instagram or to your school landing page where we collect the email in between. So they come into your community, and now through the free value, so the resources that are now the lead magnet, right? The posts that you regularly make and your school DMs, you are getting to know them. You're getting to know every one of these tribe members, and you're providing value to them in these different ways. As you can see now, whether people go to your Instagram to talk to you, they are warming up in your school community in these different ways, or they go directly to a sales page where they see one of your YouTube flywheel videos that we'll get into in a second. All of these roads don't point to a cold VSL or cold sales page. They now lead to you giving them the link to your calendar yourself. No more sales funnels, a warm, organic acquisition wheel with YouTube as the main driver. All of this leads to not a sales call, a qualification call. You're now having a call where you see if you want to work with him. And that's how this works. Now, as the last block, we have the anti-sales method. And this is really exciting because this is allowing me to sell 65% of my sales calls and be really, really efficient with it. And I would argue that the main driver that allowed me to do this for the last 2 years actually is the knockout pitch deck. And I'll show you how it works. The goal, of course, is to turn these tribe members, when they are ready, into high-ticket clients. So we have the anti-sales method, and it's very simple. The ABC method is before the call. So either on Instagram or in school, you will be having conversations with these people, and the only thing you want to do is A, discover their point A, B, discover their point B. Now you are clear on what they want, and you very simply ask yourself, will my service honestly and genuinely be the bridge between his A and B? In other words, can I really help this guy? And then it becomes C, call, book a call. That is appointment setting described to you in 30 seconds. Now, personal pitch deck is what happens on the sales call, right? You now have this call with a qualified lead, someone who is warmed up on YouTube, warmed up by talking to you, and now will be on a call, right? You deliver your personal pitch deck, and here's how it works. What you're gonna do in the sales call is nothing else than first seeing what his point A and B is. So you're gonna do this market trifecta for him. You're gonna talk about his problems and pains and talk about his outcomes and benefits in detail, and you're gonna shut up and listen. This is the first phase, right? Literally shut up and listen. He should be talking, he or she should be talking for 90% of the time in this phase. Once you get clear on their hopes and dreams, problems and pains, and you feel confident that you can serve this person, that's when you insert your offer. And you go to phase 2. And you deliver your pitch deck via gamma.app. Basically, your presentation should look something like this. Introduce what your offer does. Then you go through your journey, right? You basically show them your vehicle and you explain it to them. Then you show how you make sure you get there by now delivering all your features, right? You got your feature stack. You're gonna deliver them now on call as if it's a bonus. That is the knockout aspect of your sales call. You've described to them that emotional journey, how your vehicle is gonna get them there. That is the selling part. Now you have all your features undiscussed. That creates that escalating sense of value where you almost feel like, oh, can I afford this, right? And that's the optimal selling position that we want in sales, right? Then the magical part, if you have case studies, if you are a coach, consultant, and you've worked with people, this is the magic. Choose a picture of the case study that reminds you closest of the person you're going to talk to here, and use that as the case study you're going to discuss in this third slide here. You just realistically and honestly talk about the case study. To be honest and say, well, in the beginning it was a little bit tough, but then this happened and this happened. Eventually we got there. That works so good. It disarms. It's this anti-sales philosophy that I really stand for. So then after the third slide, they now have the journey where your vehicle is going to solve it, the feature stack as a bonus, how the workflow is going to be by using a case study that will remind them of themselves. And then lastly, you drop the price. For example, it's 5K. You say first price. So all of this will be 5K, and that is with the guarantee that if blah, 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 blah. And then you also add a bonus to it. For example, they can access the higher level network at the end of the program. It doesn't really matter what the bonus is. It's the fact that there is a bonus that draws them a little bit away from the price you just mentioned to deliver that knockout offer in a perfect way. That's it. 4 slides. Go ahead and use gamma.app to build your pitch deck. And that's it. That's how you build an organic EduCreator business that allows you to be truly free in your work, income, and how you live. Now, if you want our help to build all of this for you with an actual guarantee that will get you to 10K per month in 6 months, then quickly book your call so we can have a chat about it. And if this fits you, then you might still get a spot for the next cohort that we'll do. So, talk to you there or talk to you in the next one. Peace.